Howdy, I'm Nikki Fitzgerald. I am a coastal marine extension agent with Chambers in Jefferson County, and I'm here to talk to you today about ponds. This is the time of the year, it's spring, when I get a lot of phone calls about managing ponds. A lot of people have a lot of excess vegetation growing in their ponds and they have many questions. Today here in our pond that I have identified, I have two different aquatic vegetations that are growing here. A type of water primrose. Water primrose is an emergent plant. And I also have a type of macroalgae, Cara. And it has a grainy smell, it's kind of musky. And I'm going to let this go to Brittany Chesner, our aquatic specialist at Texas A&M. She's going to explain a little bit more about these two aquatic vegetations.
Hi, my name is Brittany Chesner, and I'm the Aquatic Vegetation Program Specialist with Agrilife Extension Service. Throughout the year, I get many emails and calls regarding aquatic vegetation management, and one of the first key steps in managing your aquatic vegetation is correctly identifying what plant you have in your pond. Cara and water primrose fall into the top 10 types of aquatic vegetation that I get the most calls about. Cara is actually a type of macroalgae with enlarged algal cells, which gets commonly confused with submerged aquatic plants like coon. It is a gray-green in color with a grainy texture and foul odor. It has the appearance of cylindrical whorled branches, 6 to 16 branchlets around the node. Since it is an algae, Cara does lack roots, fruit, and seed bodies. So here you can see on the left is coontail, a submerged type of aquatic vegetation, and on the right we have Cara, which is the macroalgae. Water primrose is an emergent plant but can slowly creep into a pond and adapt. In its land form, it is erect with long lance-shaped leaves and a green to pink stem. It is commonly confused with alligator weed, but can easily be distinguished by its four-petaled yellow flower. In its aquatic form, the leaves become rounded, waxy, and thick. The stem becomes swollen and filled with a foamy pith.
Howdy, I'm Tyler Fitzgerald. I'm the Texas A&M Agrilife Extension Agent in Jefferson County. And today we're looking at our pond. We've already identified our weeds, and well, the next step is we've got to control them. So, IPM approach, we want to take a physical, our biological controls first. We've passed those with this pond that we have behind me, so now we're to the chemical control. So, thinking of chemical control, we've got a few options. This is a small pond behind us, so we can use a backpack type sprayer, or I already had a larger ATV type sprayer, and that's what I've chose to spray my pond with. After we figure out our equipment, it's springtime, we need to pull it out of the barn, out of the shed, out of the garage, and test it with water to make sure everything's working. It's not leaking. After you get through that part, we've got to move on to our chemical. We've got to pick out the right chemical for the weed that we've identified. We need to read the label because the label is the law. Once we get our aquatic herbicide, we always need to find a surfactant to go with our aquatic herbicide. They both need to be labeled for aquatic weed control. Your regular garden chemicals, pasture chemicals, will not work for a pond. They can harm your fish, they're not formulated right. After we move past the herbicides, we need to tank mix. So, once we think of actually messing with the pesticide, we have to think PPE, personal protective equipment. I've read the label on mine, and it's the basic PPE required for any herbicide or pesticide application, which is chemical resistant gloves, eyewear, and forgive me, I don't have mine with me right now, but to protect your face and your eyes, long sleeve shirt, long pants, and boots. That's the minimum required anytime you make a pesticide application. And so I've got with everything but my glasses on right now, to make an application. So springtime, again, we don't want to kill off everything in our pond, but we've decided right now to use glyphosate to put out primrose around the edge of the pond, and also have one of the dreadful weeds that I get my most calls about is sedge around the outside of the pond, and glyphosate will control both of those. One thing you have to worry about with glyphosate products, it is non-selective. It will kill everything. So with that in mind, you don't want to control the whole pond at once. You want to control, I like to say, a third of the pond at one time. That way you don't deplete your oxygen as the plants are dying off and decaying. When we do that, as you can see, I already have quite a bit of vegetation in this pond. So at that point, you don't want to kill everything off at one time. But springtime is perfect. It's April, May time frame right now. Perfect time to do it. You wait any later into June and July, it's going to be way too hot. You'll have problems with fish kill and oxygen depletion. So when I kill off all my vegetation, I went and made a homemade fish structure right here. And the purpose of that is, it gives the fish something to hide. If I kill off this vegetation that they've adapted to, it gives them a place to hide, to spawn, and just fish structure and habitat. I made this for free. I had all the supplies. This is actually PEX pipe. You can get it at the hardware store already cut off. A 5-gallon bucket already had, and some Sackcrete concrete. Worked out perfect, worked out beautifully. So, that's one of the big things that I like to try and do is doing things on a budget without costing a whole lot of money. At this point, I tank mix my chemical in my ATV sprayer, and I'm going to go around and just get what I can from the edge. If you have a bigger pond, a lot of people have a much bigger pond. You'll just want to go out. You can do the same kind of concept, whether it's backpack, pump-up sprayer, or ATV sprayer, and put it in a boat, a small little boat, paddle boat, motor boat, and get around in your pond if you need to. So, with that, feel free to give us a call at the office if you have any questions, or like us on Facebook, and we can help you out with questions there. Thank you, and gig 'em.